As we celebrate America's 250th birthday, many of us are looking back at our nation's storied history and the events that got us here, including the Bicentennial anniversary back in 1976. Our own Gerald R. Ford was president, and it was a very big deal. Now, if you weren't here to live through it, you can embrace all of the history at his namesake museum. There is a lot happening at the Gerald R. Ford Presidential Museum this week. We've got Director Brooke, Clement, she's on the end, Curator Dr. Mirelle Luecke. They are here with all the details. Ladies, always great to see you. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's talk about this exhibit. This is a great way for people to embrace our local history and a history of the nation back on our nation's 200th birthday.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have this big exhibit called Waltzing with the Queen, which looks at this historic moment in 1976 when Queen Elizabeth came to the United States to celebrate the Bicentennial. And she visited the White House, had a state dinner with President Gerald Ford, and the two of them danced together after the dinner. And so that's what this exhibit is honoring and exploring the special relationship between the U.S. and the U.K.
Yeah, absolutely. And there are lots of really cool things to see as well, things that you guys have all the time. All of the trinkets. I can't get over the trinkets that people sent the president back in the 200th birthday. Let's talk about some of that and diving into what people can explore.
Yeah, so we are so excited for the semiquincentennial because we have this wide array of bicentennial objects. So the American public, foreign dignitaries, all sorts of people are sending President Ford gifts for the bicentennial, which he accepted on behalf of the American people. And in fact, he received so many gifts that the White House gift unit, which would process these gifts, had to create a special bicentennial gift unit just to keep track of all these objects. So we have them on display in our permanent exhibit gallery at the museum. We swapped out some of the objects that were on display for new things, so people will be able to see all sorts of little, like a lunchbox for the bicentennial, a quilt for the bicentennial, and we also have a new showcase exhibit that's just featured on bicentennial bald eagles. So all sorts of really cool things.
I mean, unbelievable, the things, right? And then to talk about Waltzing with the Queen and what people will see, because you guys have some very special, I'm excited about the dresses, right? But there's lots of other things to talk about the significance of this time.
Yeah, so we're super excited to be sharing the dress that Betty Ford wore at the state dinner, as well as the dress that Queen Elizabeth wore. So it's this beautiful yellow silk chiffon gown that's on loan to us from the Royal Collection Trust in King Charles in the UK. But we also have all these other really neat objects that explore this special relationship through time. So we have a table that Queen Elizabeth gifted to President Eisenhower, which features a map of the D-Day invasion, and it was gifted to him in 1957. We have some objects celebrating the relationship between FDR and Winston Churchill, and just a whole variety of things that people can see that really illustrates this special relationship through time.
Wonderful. And Brooke, you know, this is the perfect time to check out this exhibit. 4th of July is Saturday. You guys are open free all day.
Yes, we're going to be free all day, 10 to 5. We have a lot going on. We're going to have food trucks. We'll have reenactors, Benjamin Franklin, John Adams, Frederick Douglass. We're also going to have crafts for the kiddos, such as these bracelets and keychains.
So cute.
And we'll have giveaways too, like these flags. We're giving away 1776 flags, so in honor of the 250th anniversary of our independence.
Wonderful. It's a perfect way to spend the day before you get ready for those fireworks at night, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's go over the details too. If people aren't able to make it this week, how long is this exhibit on display?
So the Queen exhibit will be open through October 25th, so there is still time to see that. And then our Eagles exhibit will be open through the end of August. And we also have another exhibit, the Northwest Ordinance, which features the Northwest Ordinance of 1787, which is kind of the founding document for the state of Michigan, which will be on display through November 1st. And that exhibit will be free and open to the public the entire time it's on display.
Oh,
so
wonderful.
Lots of things to see at the museum.
Yeah. Oh, and talk to a little bit about the significance of the Northwest Ordinance, because I don't know that everyone understands that.
Yeah, absolutely. So as we are thinking about different ways to commemorate the semiquincentennial, you know, you can go to DC and see the Declaration of Independence, but the Northwest Ordinance was this really important document in determining how the Northwest Territory, which included Michigan, would be settled. And so this is a really key document that was written at the same time in 1787 as the Constitution. And so it's this founding document that's on display at the museum.
I mean, pretty exciting stuff. Ladies, always a joy to see you. Thank you so much for being here. So get to the Gerald R. Ford Presidential Museum this Saturday. It's completely free to visit, but a lot of these exhibits, they will be on display until August and October. For fordlibrarymuseum.gov/events for all the details. What a great way to celebrate our nation's birthday.